Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Appreciate Gary Mason, the legend of the Outdoor Hall of Fame founder, surprising Ron Wong with making him the official photographer for the Outdoors Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame. And we actually had Ron speechless there.
Yes, I was.
I'm sure he'll recover very quickly when he gets to talk to the next guest, because we're all a little short on cash right now, and so we need to make some kind of deal with this next guest, because he's got some money in his pocket right now, and unless all of his cousins have showed up. I don't know about that, but it's always great to have Brock Mosley on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And Ron, won't you introduce Brock, because I'm really happy for him.
Well, first of all, he's been an elite angler now, I think, for 8 years. He's qualified for the Bassmaster Classic 5 or 6 times. He's done very well in those. He is a 5-time bridesmaid in elite tournaments.
Yes.
And he has finally won the Blue Trophy from Ole Miss,
Oh,
Brock Mosley.
Oh, Brock. Good morning, Brock.
Good morning, fellas. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, we were going good till he threw in that last one. He had to sneak that hotty-toddy in there on you, Brock. I know that for a fact. But let's talk about this, buddy. That 8 years, as Ron mentioned. Then you go down the Sabine River and get all that monkey off your back. I think that's what they said. The very first sentence, it said Brock Mosley got the monkey off his back and put the Blue Trophy on his mantle.
Well, it was also at the Sabine River last year.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I was not going to let Brock talk about that. We could talk
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. Talk about it, Brock, though, how it felt, buddy. I know it had to be a great feeling for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. From 3 o'clock on Sunday was kind of a dream come true.
Yeah.
But until 3 o'clock, it was a little stressful.
Well, when you saw your wife crying, did you feel better? I mean, when you knew.
I don't know if she was crying because she seen me crying or, at least it was tears of joy this time and not of sorrow. So it was a good day for sure.
Brock, like Larry was talking about, of course, you don't have any idea of who's doing what. But you also knew that with the weight that you had coming in on that Sunday afternoon, you didn't have that much, and somebody could easily catch you. How are you feeling when you are coming in to weigh in and then ultimately getting on stage?
Well, I weighed my fish on the water, and I knew I had close to 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Which 10 pounds is a good day on the Sabine.
It is, yes, yeah.
And I knew from, third place down that they would have to have at least close to 15 to beat me.
Yeah.
But, I knew that, Keith Boucher was in second, and, he's good on that system.
Mm-hmm.
And he needed, right at 13 to beat me, which is still very, very doable. So, I felt good that I made them have to beat me and that I didn't lose it. But, you never know you got enough until, you check in and give Bass Track a look.
And you didn't really think you had a good practice, the way I understood, Brock. Is that right? You didn't, I see a quote here that says, I never dreamed I'd be standing here after the practice I had. What do you mean by that?
Well, I didn't really set it on fire in practice. I fished the Taylor's Bayou area on the first day and never really had a big bite or a good solid keeper. And then day two and day three of practice, I stayed in the Sabine River and not far from takeoff. And
really,
I had a bunch of bites. They just, I wasn't catching anything over 2 pounds. So, I didn't feel like I had a chance to win unless, I came up with a game plan. I'm going to start my tournaments each morning close to takeoff, kind of maximize the early morning topwater bite, the first hour and a half to 2 hours. And then once the sun got up, run to that Taylor's Bayou area because I felt like my best chance of catching a kicker fish was going to be over there.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
So that's the game plan I came up with, and it just, man, the first 2 days it worked to perfection.
Yeah.
And then the third day, I caught a kicker first thing in the morning, and I still end up running to the Taylor's Bayou area later that afternoon.
And that's a good run, too. That's about 45 minutes, isn't it?
That's a good
about
run.
45 minutes, yes, sir. And I never upgraded. I caught 6 or 7, but I never caught any that helped. So going in with a good padded cushion lead into that final day, I said, I'm going to stay close and see if I can catch 10 pounds and make these guys beat me.
And he did. Again, we're talking to Bass Pro Brock Mosley coming off his win in the elite tournament on the Texas Sabine River. And I want to ask you one thing, then Ron can ask him something technical. I saw in there where you said that you kind of got in a rhythm. A lot of folks don't understand that from the fishing side, but there is a rhythm to once you feel real comfortable, isn't there, Brock? I mean,
absolutely. I mean, I really had 2 different things going that was working for me. I had to deal close to take, a couple miles from takeoff, throw in the top water first thing in the morning, and then I could still catch those fish once the sun got up. I was using a drop shot with a Yamamoto Senko.
Yeah.
But I knew what those fish in Taylor's Bayou was keying on, and I was getting bit over there. And
so
I was running back to take to weigh in on day 2. I never dreamed I was going to be in the lead after day 2. Usually somebody that catches a big bag on day 1 will kind of back it up with a 10 or 11 pound bag.
That's right. Yeah.
That wasn't the case this time. So running back on day 2, I was like, you know what? If these 2 deals hold up, these guys are going to have to beat me. And I've never had that feeling before. I fished a lot of tournaments, but I never felt that good after the second day of the tournament.
Well, Brock, fishing at the level that you guys are fishing, the elite level there, there's a family. Everybody develops a family. All of you pros do, and just so happens your family is Tyler Rivet and Hank Cherry. The 3 of you guys have been together now for several years. You travel together, you stay together. Tell our listeners, how important is that to have? Because I know that both Hank and Tyler stayed the whole time to congratulate you.
Yeah, they did.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And, we've all seen each other go through it. Tyler won the first one of the year.
Yeah.
Even though we had to start practice the very next morning, 6.5 hours away.
Yes.
Me and Hank stayed there and watched him, win his first trophy.
Yeah.
And, of course, Hank in the Classic 2 different times.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Now we got Brad Watley traveling with us. He's
right.
We're just trying to get him a trophy now.
Well, it's a lot of camaraderie that involves in this, and I noticed all the congratulations that you got, Brock, on Facebook from your friends. The overwhelming support. How does that make you feel?
It's special, the amount of phone calls and messages I've had this week, not just from family and friends, but the whole fishing industry.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've had companies that are competitors to my sponsors that, they sent me text saying, man, you deserved it. And that's special, to know that I had the respect of that, the pretty much the entire fishing industry, cheered me on this week. So it's been a pretty special week for sure.
Let me ask one more thing. What was going through your mind lifting up that blue trophy? What was the first thing that hit you?
Oh man, this thing's heavy.
It's a lot heavier than it looks, right? But
it is. It actually weighs 48 pounds.
I didn't know how much that thing weighed.
That's
I've never
heavy.
seen Ron. Ron, you've never lifted one of those. I thought I thought it was big. And I know that. Again, we're talking to Brock Mosley coming off his big win in the elite tournament on the Texas Sabine River, and we got to throw in because he is from Collinsville, Mississippi, and a local guy. We accept that as part of you. Went to Delta State, played baseball, went over to Ole Miss, made the decision to give up his baseball career to do his first love, and a lot of people, I know you wanted to thank after this big win for you, Brock, but what does this do for your career now?
It kind of it's like they say, it kind of takes the monkey off my back.
There you go.
I've been in contention quite a few times in my career.
Yeah.
And to finally get it done, I really hope it's not my last one because it's been pretty stressful.
I don't think so. 76 times in the money in 112 events.
Wow.
That would probably win you a batting title.
That is a great batting average.
That's Mr. Consistency. So ask him a technical question.
Well, first of all, you talked about doing a drop shot.
Yeah.
You weren't really drop shotting. You were doing power drop shotting. And tell our listeners about that because I found it interesting. I watched probably 14 hours of you fishing last weekend on Bassmaster.com. But power drop, you're doing power drop shotting.
Yeah, all I was doing, that water down there is dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have the light finesse line. Mm-hmm. And I was fishing that main stretch I was starting on every morning was an old ship barge loader where it's kind of a ramp that goes all the way down in the water.
Yes.
But it's, it's 300 yards long.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And there's a lot of rust and metal all in the water. And I was able to use 17-pound test line with just a quarter ounce drop shot weight. And I was drop shotting a 4-inch Cinco, but able to use that 17-pound line really helped me because I broke 2 off.
Did you really?
Not on the hook set either. They just kind of ran into one of those pieces of metal and cut my line.
Well, we wish we had more time, Brock, to talk to you. I know you did. You got an additional $3,000 for being the highest placing entrant in the Toyota Bonus Bucks program. There you go. This $3,000 more for you and everything. But, again, congratulations, Brock. We look forward to talking to you down the road, buddy. And the monkey's gone. Now it's time to get going with the line, okay? All right?
And, Brock, congratulations to your family also.
Yes.
They were wonderful on stage.
Yes.
I appreciate that. And, Ron, maybe we can get Coach Kiffin in the boat one day.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, my. Well, be sure to take the anchor with you, okay? All right, Brock. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Hotty toddy, buddy.
Oh, no. Okay, let's get out of here. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.